More than 100 years ago, 97 Crow students went to the Carlisle Indian School in Pennsylvania. 77 came back to Montana, 17 went off and did something else, and 3 did die while they were at the school. Dr. Janine Pease spoke at the Western Heritage Center on Thursday and later at MSUB. She just returned from Pennsylvania after doing some research at the school, which has a legacy that she calls bittersweet. The Carlisle Indian Industrial School in Pennsylvania was the first government-run boarding school for Native Americans.
The bitter part about Carlisle is that it was a military school, and it demanded the students cut their hair. They had to wear military uniforms, both girls and boys. They were not allowed to speak their languages.
Civil War veteran Lieutenant Colonel Richard Henry Pratt came up with the idea that became the model used by hundreds of other Indian boarding schools across the country.
The sweet part is that they did achieve academically, and they became really among probably the most literate people in the state of Montana at the time.
Dr. Janine Pease, Little Bighorn College instructor, has been working on researching and finding students who were buried at St. Labre.
A historic research firm giving us feedback about what archives they've visited and the nature of what they found in the archives.
Pease said a lot of the boarding school information is bundled with many other reports from the reservations, but she did have help finding information at Carlisle. She was able to find the illnesses for 2 students that died and found out where another had been buried.
And the death certificate that I was able to acquire there says that he was buried in Crow Agency.
And back in Billings, she can now see the traveling Carlisle School exhibit at the Western Heritage Center, a vital part of the history to be shared and preserved.
It's very representative then of the experience that students had in the boarding schools.
As for the students at the school, she believes complaints about indoctrination are valid.
It didn't work out very well for individuality. It kind of destroyed self-identity.
And Pease said while there were negatives about boarding schools, some families look back fondly on those good experiences at Carlisle.
In their ancestry, they're very proud.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.